Welcome back guys to another Nintendo arcade video. Hope you're well. I'm sorry this has taken so long for me to get one out, but I have been extremely busy. It's not that I have not wanted to do a video. I want to do a video every weekend, but it's just time. And it's normally game related that keeps me busy and stop me doing a video, which is strange because I should be videoing it as I'm doing this stuff, but can't. It's not always possible. But this is going to be a cool one, guys. This is going to be a cool video. I've got a lot to talk about, a lot to show you in this video. I'm going to mix it up as always. So I think you're going to enjoy this. I've got a few updates as well. But the main header of this video is the game that changed my life. What is that, I hear you say? Well, it's a game I've been after a long time. It's actually a game that I've had in 3 different variations in my collecting career, if you like. But I've never had the original one, the one I played back in the day. And we're going to have a look at that, as well as my game room tour of my new arcade, which is basically just a shed in the garden. But it's pretty cool. I've done some painting in there and I've put some artwork up and I think it looks pretty cool. It actually reminds me of an old, back in the day when I was a kid, when you had the pubs, and kids back then in the 80s and the 70s weren't allowed to sit in the pub. So they were forced down the end of the pub garden, and normally most pubs had these little sheds or little outhouses, and in there would be a dartboard or a pool table. But back in the 80s, they had arcades, and I'm kind of trying to make it feel like an old pub shed, if you like, because that's all I've got to work with. So that's the best I can do. But it's pretty cool. I've just got to get it all insulated and stuff like that. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. But I just want to announce a couple of things, especially the Sky Skipper. I've got a big announcement on that. I've had to change things around. Now, the Sky Skipper reveal was going to be at Play Manchester on the Saturday of October the 14th. I've now had to move it to the evening at the arcade club. So I do apologise if there's anyone that's bought tickets on the assumption that it was going to be revealed at Play Manchester. But I couldn't avoid this, guys. I had to move it. Time and logistics has forced me to move it to the arcade club, which I think is a better place for it. It's going to be appreciated more by people that understand it, where it's come from. Because, you know, Play Manchester is so big. You get people coming in to see mostly of the modern stuff. They don't really understand what it's about. And to be honest with you, it's had its big reveal in America. It's not like no one's not seen it. You know, it's in Retro Gamers. You know, it's out there. You can see it. This really, for me, is about sharing it amongst friends who are going to appreciate it. And the arcade club, good old Andy's going to put on a party for us, which is going to be cool. And Whitney's going to be there, and John's going to be there, and it's going to be an awesome evening for all of us to enjoy the arcade games and have a chat. So if you want to go to the arcade club on that night, you're going to have to book a ticket because it's going to be rammed and you won't get in. So best email the arcade club. I'll put a link in this video below. Send Andy an email and tell him you want to reserve a ticket. It's going to be a fantastic night. If you don't get to see Sky Skipper, it will be there the following day. I imagine it'll be there until sort of the afternoon. I'm going to have to pack up and go. If not, it will be at Revival next year. I'm planning an awesome lineup of Nintendo arcade machines at Revival for next year. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm hoping that a few other collectors are going to jump on board and we're going to have a Nintendo row like no other has ever seen. Right, it's going to be awesome. But anyway, that's the Sky Skipper update. I've got a lot to do, guys. I don't know how many videos I'm going to get out, but I've got a lot of work to do on that cabinet. I'll try and do maybe a couple of videos on it, but it's not really my thing, to be honest with you. I'll leave that to John. John's Arcade, he does all the restoration videos, but I do restore a lot of my games. I've restored the Space Launcher, and I've recently just restored a Sheriff cocktail that went to a collector a couple of weeks ago. And this was the first time I'd ever seen this guy's collection, and it was unbelievable. He had so many rare games, but unfortunately a lot of them were inaccessible. You couldn't get to them. So hopefully next year or maybe later this year, he said he'd sort it out and we can go back and do a game room tour. But there was one game in particular I was very interested in, and it is the Nintendo Monkey Magic. Yeah, this game turned up last year. It sold for a hefty sum. It's the only one that's ever been seen, and it's come back to the UK. It's come back to this guy's collection, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. I actually did post pictures of it on my Ninty Facebook page if you want to go and check them out here, but I'll show you a couple here now. Have a look at these. So as you can see, extremely rare cab, beautiful cabinet. It is like a Breakout clone. It's actually Nintendo's second Breakout clone. Their first was Block Fever, the second was Monkey Magic. I don't suppose they sold that well. I mean, I know there was a few cocktails of Monkey Magic made, but this is the only upright that's ever been seen or is ever known in existence. And now it's in the UK, so it's really cool to see. Want to go back there when it's working, because it's not working, and do a video on that. It'd be awesome. So that was a cool little trip out. I've been buying and selling a couple of my cabs. I've also got a cab coming from America. A cab that I've owned before. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I've actually had two variations of this game. Full-size upright cabinets in this room before. I'm getting it back. I regret selling it last time, but I had no choice. I had no room. Now I'm getting it back, and we'll do a video as soon as that arrives. It's a really, really cool game. Can't wait to get that. It's so great now I've got the space. What else is there? I had a really cool barbecue with some friends not long ago, other YouTubers. Stuart, Dave, Pete, Dow, Mac the Knife, Roberto. Who else was there? John 555, Jag 55. Who else was there? Loads of people. Sorry if I forget who you are, but it was a great day, and I'm so happy that you came round and had a lot of fun. Got some beers down here. And I've got a couple of gifts as well. Dow gave me a gift, which was a SNES game. Thanks very much for that, Dow. Really appreciate that. And I had a lot of cake. So cheers for that, guys. Had a great day. But we've got to get back. We've got to get straight into this arcade, guys, because I'm itching to show you. I've got so much to talk about and show you in this video, and we're already 7 minutes in. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the game that changed my life, and then we'll get into the arcade. Have a look at this. Right, here we go, guys. This is my summer house stroke shed at the end of the garden. It's pretty damn cool. It basically allows me to have 4 uprights on this side of the room and potentially 3 cabarets on this side of the room. At the moment I've just got one, which is the Battlezone, Atari Battlezone, and my recently acquired Space Fever High Splitter, which is a really rare cocktail game. But we'll go into the games in a little bit more detail, but let's just have a look around at the room. So it's pretty cool. It's how I remember the old sheds at the end of the pub garden, which is how I'm trying to make it. I've got to insulate the roof at some point before the winter gets here. I'll probably get some Celotex, 50mm Celotex in there and just batten it up there, which would give it some protection through the winter. But it's cool, man. I mean, I'm not going to keep any console games in here. It's purely arcade games. I've got my flyers here framed on the walls, the Space Firebird frame. I've got my SFGE Water Day trading card ceremony certificate. That is actually just a photocopy of the real thing, which I've actually got to get framed at some point with the Water Day cards. I've got a rare bootleg Space Firebird marquee. I've got my Mario Brothers marquee and Scramble marquee up there. I'm going to add some more marquees at some point. I mean, I've just thrown these up. These are just spare marquees I've had. I've just thrown up on the top there just to give it some colour, some artwork. I've got a Bellfruit Sheriff marquee and a Punch-Out marquee, and I've got this lovely Nintendo arcade banner that Craig from Tournicades made me for Revival, which is really cool, and Super Mario Bros. Marquee there. So it's pretty cool. I can get 4 uprights in here, as you can see. I've got Popeye, which is going to be Sky Skipper. I've got to start stripping that ASAP. I've got my electrical in Goliath, made in London. Great cabinet, but it does have monitor issues at the moment. This is why a lot of these aren't turned on. And the game that changed my life, guys, yes, it is Space Invaders. It's a Taito original Space Invaders, and I'm so pleased to get this, guys. It's such an awesome cabinet, it really is. And there I've got an Asteroids Deluxe. This is actually on loan from Harry Bolt. That will be going as soon as my other cab arrives from the USA. And finally I've got my working Battlezone going. This I got from France for 80 quid. But I've spent a lot of money on it. I've spent easily 500 quid on this already, but at least it's working. We'll have a gameplay of that in a bit actually. It's so cool. And down here my Space Fever High Splitter, which I've recently acquired. This is a really rare game. It's actually just a ROM swap on a Space Fever board set. But I'm trying to make this into a dedicated high splitter because I've never seen one. So I've managed to get this lovely high splitter decal from Japan, which is cool. And I'm going to top this one up and make this look really, really cool. So yeah, this is it, guys. I mean, potentially I could get 4, 5, 6, 7 cabs in here if I wanted to. If I got 2 more cabarets in this corner and moved the cocktail into the front room. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm just so chuffed to have this really, because you know this is a big part of me really collecting arcade machines. I love the console side of stuff, but you know, I just want to collect the arcade games that mean a lot to me as a kid, and this one here changed my life, guys. Space Invaders was such a cool game. So I'm just going to set the camera up on a tripod and we'll have a little bit of a chat about this game because it is so cool. Right, this is it, guys. This is the game that changed my life, and it is the original Taito Space Invaders. Guys, I cannot tell you how much this game changed my life. If you can imagine a world with no video games, right, and all you've got is electrical mechanical games, really poorly made driving games with just like a little button for a car and a film rolling round. You've just got to, you know, dodge out of the way of these stupid little obstacles. There was nothing else like this when this came out. It absolutely blew our minds, honestly. Not just the game itself, but the cabinet was just incredible. I've never seen a cabinet with this cooler artwork on it. And for us kids, I mean, I must have been, what, 7 or 8 when I first saw this. It just blew our minds, it really did. I first saw this cabinet at Feltham Swimming Baths, my local swimming baths, with my best friend Tom Knight, who unfortunately has passed away, and I want to actually dedicate this cabinet to him because me and him used to play this together quite a lot at Feltham Swimming Baths, and we used to queue around the block to play this because it was so popular. All the kids wanted to play this game. It cost you 10p a game, and we didn't really know how to play it. We'd put 10p in, we'd probably only last a couple of waves and that was it. We had to queue up again, and then the queue went right out the front door of the foyer of the swimming baths. It was just incredible. I wish I'd taken a photo of it because I remember it vividly, you know. Kids just went crazy for it. We'd never seen anything like it. And when you play this game in MAME, or you've played it probably on the old plug and plays, it's just not the same. When you play it on the original cabinet with the half mirror, and the analogue sound coming out of that speaker, that thud, 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 thud. It's such a cool game, so engrossing, honestly. And then when they start speeding up, the thud gets faster, and then your heartbeat gets faster, and you're just frantically trying to get that last Space Invader before he reaches down to the bottom. It's such a cool game. I still play it very competitively today with my good friend Dave, who's a really good player. And in fact, Dave is actually repairing the board for me at the moment. It's got a few sound issues, so unfortunately I can't turn this on and do a gameplay for you, but I will do it in the next video for sure. But I just want to tell you guys, I mean, this game just changed my life. I knew straight away that I didn't want to do swimming, or you know, I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to play video games because there was nothing else like it. We also used to play it at Heathrow Airport because me and my good friend Paul Offield used to go to Heathrow Airport and do plane spotting, and they had one in the foyer, in the voyeurs foyer, where you could watch the planes landing. We soon lost interest in plane spotting as soon as we saw this. We just spent all our money on this. And we wanted to take this home with us, you know, so we got all the handheld versions, you know, Invader, all those different variations. You get the tabletop games. We love this game so much. So the cabinet here is a Taito. Now I've actually had 3 different versions of Space Invaders. In fact, my first cabinet was a Space Invaders Part 2. But I don't remember playing that back in the day. It's a very similar cabinet. It's got the mirror at the back, the half mirror, and it's got the joystick as well. But this is the one I wanted, the original Space Invaders. I've also done a Midway Space Invaders, which I don't remember playing. I don't remember the artwork. I've just recently sold that. And I've also owned the Invaders, which I think is just a bootleg, which is not, I don't think that's a nice looking cab at all. But this to me is just so iconic and so cool. This is the one I've always wanted. So this one is never going to go out of my collection because it means so much to me. Because I'm dedicating this cabinet to my good friend Tom Knight, who passed away when he was 21, leukemia. Because we used to play this together quite a lot. So it brings back a lot of memories. And that's the theme throughout of a lot of my arcades, really. I collect the games that I remember a lot as a kid, you know, and I still enjoy playing today. So you might notice on this cabinet it's got an unusual control panel. Well, this is not the Space Invaders control panel. This is actually Invaders Revenge, and it's by a company called Zenatone, which made a conversion kit for Space Invaders. Now, when Ollie, Alpha One, sold this to me, it came with this. And I'll show you the bezel. It's a really cool bezel. Look at this. This is Invaders Revenge. Now, this is a completely different game than Space Invaders. Your ship actually flies upwards. So I've got to get hold of the PCB for this. In fact, I've got Andy Welburn doing me a conversion for me, so I can't wait to get that. So that adds another dimension to this cab. So you can play Space Invaders and Invaders Revenge. And the colour on this is just amazing. Look at the colour and the graphics on that. Isn't that cool? And I've been told that I'm quite lucky to have one that's quite red, because red's normally the colour that goes in the sun. Sun bleaches red first, so a lot of these bezels are usually orange, so I'm quite lucky to have one that's quite red. So that's really cool. The PCB as well also has a braze kit on it, so I can play other games like Balloon Bomber and Space Invaders Part 2, and there's a couple of others. So, you know, it's a multi-cab. I can play quite a few games on it, so it doesn't just play Space Invaders. So yeah, so this has a lot of fond memories for me. I mean, Space Invaders in the arcade stayed around. It did so well. You know, you could see these cabs way into the end of the 80s, early 90s. They were still hanging around. They made so much money. But it's hard to find a Taito cab in this good condition now, and I'm really lucky to have this. I did spend a lot of money on this, and it doesn't need a lot of work. There is a security bar down the bottom here, which I've got to get rid of. But other than that, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to pull it out now, and I've got to show the side art because it's so iconic. Let's have a look at this. So here it is, guys. Look at this. This is completely different artwork than the Midway one, and this is the one I remember. This iconic Invaders side art, which just stayed with me all my life. It's so cool. I've always wanted to own this. So beautiful. The red's a little bit faded, but it's fine. I'm not going to change it or alter that at all. As you can see here, it has had a security bar across the coin door. I will take this off and I will fill this in and try and make that good as I can. But other than that, just going to leave it as is, keep it as original as possible. There you can see the control panel of Invaders Revenge. Beautiful artwork. I've got the other Space Invaders control panel coming, so I can swap this one out for the original. But I will keep hold of this so I can play another game in it. And there's the bezel of Space Invaders. Just absolutely love this. So cool. Brings back so many memories, guys. It's got some scratches here. I will fill this in. I don't think I could live with that. I can just fill that in and just paint this along here. But other than that, that is it. You know, I'm not going to touch anything else. It's just in superb condition. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't turn it on because it's got a PCB problem, a sound problem, and that's the PCB is actually being fixed. But I will do a video, guys, as soon as I get it working. So I'm really chuffed to get this. It's so amazing. I'm never going to get rid of this. So cool. So what do you think, guys? Do you remember Space Invaders back in the day, or is this a little bit too old for you? Anyway, let's have a look at some other games in my collection. So as you can quickly just see, with the Invaders Revenge bezeling, looks so cool, doesn't it? Look at that artwork, guys. Really, really cool. And this is what it's about, the old dedicateds for me, not all these old candy cabs. I don't remember the candy cabs, it's not my era. This is the golden era of arcade games, not the candy cabs. They were just jammerized, you know, control decks basically that you could play Street Fighter on. This was a piece of art. This is a piece of art. I mean, even if you didn't have the game in it and just had this in a white room, it would look so cool as just a piece of art. But to have the game in it as well, and the fact that I can swap it around with other games, it's so cool. Really chuffed to get that. So looking round then at the other stuff, obviously this is Harry Bolt's Asteroids Deluxe. This will go when the other cat from America comes. And over here I've got my Battlezone. So this I bought from a guy in France for 80 quid, along with another Sheriff cocktail. It wasn't working, tested unworking, but it was complete, apart from the back door bezel, perspex and bezel retainer. I managed to get the bezel from a guy, Joe, who does repros. Let's just take this one off, you can see it a little bit better. And it's perfect. It's exactly the same as the original and it fits in there perfectly. You've got to have that. Without that, it just looks completely empty. So yeah, that cost me 80 quid. The back door I'll probably make up. To get the game going cost me 250 quid. My good friend Mark fixed it for me. But you know, he did such a fantastic job. There's such hard games to fix. I think he pretty much changed every chip on the board to get this working. It was a complete dog of a board. And most people who own this game know how hard it is to get this working and keep it working. But once you've done it and you've done the right things, you've changed the right capacitors in the game, they're pretty good, they're pretty reliable. You just got to make sure you do the right things to keep it going. But really chuffed with this game. I've got to tell you actually, once I got it back from Mark's, I was playing it for about half an hour and I pulled down the left control stick and I just heard this crunch and I thought, oh my god, what's that? And I couldn't go left or right. So I pulled the control panel out and I noticed that the whole casing for the stick had just cracked into like 4 pieces. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do now? Where the hell am I going to get another Battlezone joystick from? So I put my feelers out and a couple of people said actually if it's just the casing, you can use a shifter from another game, I guess a pole position shifter. It uses the same casing. And my good friend Adrian Purser sent me one for free, so a big shout out to Adrian, thank you so much mate. And I basically took the old one to bits and rebuilt it with the new casing that he gave me from his shifter, and it works perfectly, so I was well chuffed with that, because hunting these down is like rocking all shit. They're so hard to find. It is quite a rare game actually, especially to find one working, so I'm really chuffed to get this in the collection. So Battlezone came in 2 cabinets. It came in a really large upright cabinet, you might remember, with the periscope, so it was really high. Would have been up here, and it actually had a platform for kids to stand on because it was just too tall for a lot of kids to look through. They are really hard to find, and the actual full upright is such a big cabinet and so heavy. I don't think I could ever have that in my collection. This is perfect. It's light, you can move it around easy enough, and it works in this room and makes room for other cabinets as well for me. So for me this is the ideal solution, and they're fantastic little cabs. And it's a great little game. I remember this as a kid, not as fondly as Space Invaders, but I did find it quite eerie. I remember looking through the periscope and finding it quite eerie, quite a hard game. It is still quite a hard game. And actually the military used to use it for training exercises for their tank drivers, I believe. This is what I've been told. I guess back then it was pretty impressive technology. Hard to believe these days, but it does work pretty well. I mean, you know, I'll show you, I'll set the tripod up and I'll show you how I play the game. Right guys, so here, the control mechs on this are like no other game. I mean, it's basically just like controlling a tank, I guess. For me, it's like controlling a JCB, you know, a digger. So you can, to go right, you push this one, sorry, that one up and that one down. And to go left, it's reverse, so the right stick will go up and the left one will go down. To go forward, push both forward. To go backwards, both back. And there's a fire button on here to press fire. You only get one bullet on the screen at one given time, so you've got to be very strategic when you're shooting, because the others shoot back quite quickly. So I'm going to set it up, guys, and see how we get on. Right, here we go, guys. And then the first couple of tanks are usually quite easy, but it soon gets really hard. You've got to watch your radar at the top there, gives you indication where they are. One to the left. Damn. You've really got to get that first bullet in, it really counts. Good idea is to sort of hide in the obstacles for a bit of protection. Ah, he got me. Got that, 10,000 points. Right, I've got these weird bunny hopping things. Got to be really quick with these. 14,000, not bad score at the moment. My highest is about 40,000. Oh, he's right. He's right pointing his guns at me. Extra life, 16,000, 15,000 extra life. Come on, bring him on. Just love the way the moon glows in the background. Ah, no, he got me. 25,000. There's one right behind me. He's going to just keep shooting me. There's not a lot you can do about it. You can just slowly ease it round, but that normally happens. So not a bad score, 25,000. It's a fantastic game. You don't get a long game out of it, but it is really, really cool. And it's nice to bring these cabs back to life. Love it. Love the old Vector games. Alright guys, so what's the plans in here? Because, you know, it's a bit of a mishmash at the moment. Well, the plans is Battlezone I'm going to keep. Never going to get rid of that. It's such a rare cabinet. But I would like another 2 cabarets here. Because it's space, you know, you've got to maximise the space. And really, these cabarets are so small. I could actually fit another 2 in here if I was clever enough. Or I could get 2 little cabaret jammer cabs, like a horizontal and vertical in here. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not buying any more this year anyway, but I'll have to look to America. I'd like a Gorf, to be honest with you, and Gorf does come in a cabaret. That would be really nice. And a Mad Planets would be nice, but they are rare. So I don't know, whatever comes up. An Asteroids would be nice. So the plan, 3 cabarets in here, Sky Skipper, Electrical and Goliath. Well, I'm not sure if that's staying yet, but Invaders Revenge, Space Invaders. This Asteroids Deluxe will be going. Obviously, it's not mine, so that would be replaced with the big cabinet I've got coming from America. There's a little clue there. The big cabinet I've got coming from America in this corner here, and then I'm done really. I'll have to move this high splitter into the house. And that's it, you know, that's the trouble with arcade collecting, you just don't have enough room. There's so many fantastic games, so many I want, I'd love to own. I'd love to own a Paperboy, because that was a game I played a lot back in the day. Gorf I played a lot with my mate Tom back in the day. I love Robotron and iRobot. I don't think I'll ever get an iRobot, but again, that was one I played in Twickenham in the joke shop. that would be cool, but for now I'll be happy. If I just fill this space here with a couple more cabarets, I'll be happy with this room. And I've got my Donkey Kong Sheriff and Junior and Space Launcher in the other room, and that would be enough. That's nearly 10-11 cabinets with the Sega Sheriff upstairs. And I will be doing a game room tour of my own. I need to do that. I just feel like it's not complete right now. It's not ready for that. I mean, I'd like to do one big game room tour of all my consoles and all my arcades at some point. And I can't see that happening really until, well, maybe the end of the year. You know, could be done. I mean, Skyscraper's got to be ready in 2 months. The Captain America will be coming. So yeah, when those two are sorted, then I'll do a whole game room tour of everything that I own. But until then, we're just going to do pickups. And on that note, let's get on to old pickups, because I've got some really cool stuff to show you. You know, it's been over a month, so it's been building up. Okay, so we're going to go back into my other room and have a look at what I've been picking up and what I've been playing. Right guys, it's good to be back in the old pickups. It's been ages, it must be 2 months since I last done a pickups video and what I've been playing. Well, I've been playing a lot of ARMS. I bought that when it was released and really enjoying it. They've released actually a few more updates today. A new character, and I think they've changed the hitbox on it, so it's become a very competitive game. I really enjoy it. I love the art style. I love the different weapon sets you get on each arm. It's a cool game. I'm enjoying it. I'm not very good at it though, I have to say. I need to put more time in it, to be honest with you. In fact, I haven't been playing that much Switch. I've been playing a lot of retro stuff. I've been playing a lot of Donkey Kong actually, trying to get a better score, getting my gameplay better at Donkey Kong. Been playing a lot of Super Nintendo games, but we'll save that for my SNES videos. But I have been playing Super Punch-Out, really enjoyed that. Never really played it back in the day. Brilliant game, fantastic game. And I picked up Splatoon 2, which I'm really enjoying over the first one. I think it's brilliant. Me and Isabella played this quite a lot. Again, the art style is so cool. It is a good game, and I'm just getting used to actually the motion control on the Pro controller. It's a lot better than the Wii U controller. It's a cool game. Pick this up, guys, for Switch. It's worthwhile. And ARMS as well. Very cool. And Thumper. Have you played Thumper? That's a weird game. It's like a rhythm game on a roller coaster, but it's really eerie, really addictive. Do get sore thumbs after a while. Very frustrating, but very addictive. Give that a try, guys, on the Switch. Now, pickups. My first pickup, I've got to show you. I've received a massive package from Whitney Roberts, my good friend and bro in America. How you doing, Whitney? Finally got my art package for Sky Skipper, which I'm not going to show you. I know you've already seen Sky Skipper and all that. It's not much of a reveal, is it, in the UK? Because you've already seen it. This reveal in the UK is going to be a party, guys. And if you want to go to this party, you need to get tickets. You need to email Andy at the Arcade Club. I'll put a link in this video below. It's going to be such an awesome time. John from John's Arcade is going to be there. Whitney from the Broken Token, me, and loads of UK backers are going to have a party at the Arcade Club. It's going to be awesome, but it's going to be rammed, and there's only a certain amount of tickets, so you need to email Andy if you want to go. So Whitney sent me the package what I've been waiting for ages, which is the laminate for my Popeye cabinet to convert to Sky Skipper, the bezel, the marquee, the control panel, everything, and he sent me this, a Louisville Slugger. That's it, guys. This is the baseball bat to have in America, or anywhere really, if you want to ward off any would-be assailants in your arcade. Just give them a fucking whack with this. I actually prefer nunchaku. I'm pretty good with nunchaku because I used to do karate, but this is just as cool. And look, guys, he has got Louisville Slugger. Let's just read that. Made in the USA, Louisville, Kentucky, and it's got Sky Skipper Project on there, which has been engraved into the wood, and it's genuine Alex Crowley Nintendo Arcade Louisville Slugger in the Nintendo colours, the red Nintendo and the blue Nintendo colours. How cool is that? That is going to go on my wall with my certificate, my Water Day certificate, and my cards, which I'm going to get framed in some kind of frieze. I haven't decided I'm going to do that yet, but I need to get that done. And I'm going to mount this on the wall. How cool is that? It's huge, this bat. Imagine getting a whack off that. So cool. Awesome. Whitney, cheers dude. You're awesome. My bro, he is in America. Love that, mate. Absolutely cool. What a lovely momentum to remember that whole trip by and everything that happened. So cool. Also, I've got all the cards now. Now, I did say ages ago, if you wanted a card, you could have them, but I run out so quickly. I've now got a stack load of Sky Skipper Water Day commemorative cards. So if anybody wants these, you're welcome to them, but obviously you'll have to pay P&P, because if a load of you inundate me and want these, I'm not going to pay for all your postage and packaging. So if you want them, email me. I'll put my email address below and I'll send you a Sky Skipper card if you want one, or if you want one of my cards, Alex Crowley's Sky Skipper cards, stars of 2017. I'm a star. Or you can have all three if you want, and the Whitney Roberts one. Okay, my good friend, my bro in America. So I've got all those. I've got loads of them. I've got hundreds here. So if you want one and you follow my channel, you're welcome to one. But just you'll have to pay P&P. That's all. So I've got all those now, which is cool. That came with the big package from America. I finished my Sky Skipper hot sauce at the barbecue. I think everyone enjoyed that. So I've just emptied the bottle and I've put American flag on it, and I'm going to get a Union Jack in the other one, which will go above the Sky Skipper when it's done, which would be cool. Right, pickups, other pickups, guys. Got a real mixture here. So let's start off. Now, I don't think it's such a long time ago since I picked these up. I can't even remember where I got them from. I've got some GameCube games, believe it or not. Actually, I do remember where I got this one. Ultimate Muscle. This only came out in America. This is such a cool game. I played this at, I think it was at Play Manchester a couple of years ago, and I had my son with me. And we both played this, and we were totally hooked on this game. It's so much fun. Totally over-the-top wrestling game. And now I've got the freeloader for the GameCube. I can now play this. So really chuffed to get this in the collection. It is a cool game, guys. It is a wrestling game. If you like wrestling games, over-the-top wrestling games, this is a lot of fun. I've got Battalion Wars. I think I've got this in CEX for about a £5. I think this is an in-house Nintendo game. It's a pretty cool game, but I never played it back in the day, so that's nice to have in the collection. Got 90% here, some good scores. 888 IGN. So, and the freeloader. I actually got this off Ali, the Retro Hunter, because I delivered a Jammer Cab up to him. I went up to his shop, which was really cool. He's got a really cool retro game shop in Southend. If you're ever that way, go and visit Ali. He's got an amazing retro shop, and he's got my arcade Jammer Cab in there, which I sold to him, and I bought that off him, which is really cool. So some nice GameCube games. Don't often pick up the old GameCube games. I've got some Virtual Boy games. Blimey. Building up the old Virtual Boy games for the old console here. These are not great games, though, honestly. Not the sort of games I play. I have played this. Not my thing at all. It's baseball. I should be into baseball now. I've got the baseball bat, but I don't know. It's not a sort of game you'd sit there on the Virtual Boy and play. But still, for a tenner, I paid a tenner for that on eBay. Buy it now. And it's in pretty good nick. Look. It's got a little dent there. Things like that don't really bother me. Once you get it in the old jewel case, it'll look fine. I've got Virtual Golf. Again, in pretty good nick. It's just got a bit of a dent there in the box. But again, once it's in the jewel case, it's fine. A tenner. You know, you can't go wrong for a tenner, can you? So cool. And Mario Clash, which is basically Mario Brothers on the Virtual Boy. Now, this is a lot of fun. I'm not so keen on the inertia that you get with the kind of skating around on the floor, but it works well on the Virtual Boy. It's a good game. I just need Wario Land. That's the next game I need. It's a bit more expensive. So slowly building the Virtual Boy games up. I've got about 11 games now for the Virtual Boy. And I think there's only about, what, 18 or 19 for the system. Now, I do like my Wario games, and I've got Wario Blast for the Game Boy. This is basically Bomberman with Wario. I love it. It's brilliant. I play it on my Game Boy player through the Nintendo GameCube, which is cool, or through the Super Nintendo, and it looks great on the CRT. Great little game. I'm building up a nice little Wario collection actually. I do like Wario. There's only a few more games I need to get for that. I've got some amiibo, guys. Finally finished the Smash Brothers collection, or have I? I think there's still one missing. Basically, I picked up Bayonetta and Cloud. So yeah, no, I'm still missing Corin. So I'm still missing one more. Now these are player 2. They did a player 1 and a player 2, different versions of these characters. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest with you. But I was pleased to get Bayonetta, but I've got to get the other one because I do actually prefer the other Bayonetta than this one. But this is pretty cool. I'm going to open this up, guys, like all of my amiibo except for the Zelda Breath of the Wild ones I haven't opened. We're going to open this one up. I don't care for the box. I haven't got room for the boxes. All I'm interested in is the figure and adding it to my amiibo collection, which is basically one missing for the Super Smash Brothers collection. And there she is, the beautiful, the over-the-top Bayonetta. Look at her, isn't she cool? Such a brilliant game, such a cool character, and she's brilliant in Smash Brothers. If you haven't used her yet, she's got all the movesets out of her game. How cool is that, guys? So we're going to put that up there with the others at the end of this video. And we've got Cloud here. Now, I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy, to be honest with you, but I know this character is well sought after. He's actually quite cool, very gothic, with his long Matrix coat on. Look at that. Huge sword on the back there. Very nice character. They're all well detailed, these amiibo. Fantastic to collect. If you don't... I'm not really into figurines, to be honest with you, but when Nintendo announced all of these and all the retro ones, I just jumped on board. I just thought it was a great idea. And you can use these in different games. They all do different things. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And when you see my collection on the wall here, on my red shelf, they just look fantastic. They really do. So that's nice. 2 new amiibo. Also picked up a few new DS and 3DS games. Hey Pikmin, which I've played a little bit of, and not enough to basically tell you what it's like, but it is completely different than the Switch. The Wii U version and the GameCube version is a 2D side-scrolling affair, but I've heard it's pretty lame, to be honest with you. It hasn't had great reviews. I didn't even read the reviews, I just went out and bought it. I thought it's Pikmin, it's got to be good. It's in-house Nintendo. I've got to give it a go. I will tell you more in the next video what I think of it, but it's Pikmin. It can't be that bad. It came actually with the Pikmin amiibo as well, which I'm going to open up. I'm kind of done with it. The only amiibo I want now is if they release Metroid ones, any new Metroid ones. But I'm kind of done because I've got the complete Smash Bros. Except for Corin, because I just don't have the space for them all. But they are beautiful. I love that. Look at that. Everyone loves Pikmin, don't they? Such a great game. Finished all 3 of them. I think they've announced Pikmin. It must be Pikmin 4 now, isn't it, for the Switch? I think it's coming out next year, which would be awesome. So they are really cool. Another 3DS game, which I didn't even know existed for the 3DS. I used to own this on the Super Nintendo. It's Putty Squad. Loved it on the Super Nintendo. Haven't played this version yet, but really chuffed to get this. Quite a rare game. What, rare? It's quite hard to find. There's not many on eBay. You know, I don't know how much I paid for this, guys. It's such a long time now I picked it up. It comes with a little manual, which is nice to see. Not much of one, it's quite thin, but still, it's better than nothing. Still got the Club Nintendo, so this is quite an old game. This must be a very early game, because they've obviously done away with Club Nintendo now. I do love the 3DS. So if any of you pre-ordered the Metroid 3DS? I have. They've also announced today a Super Nintendo 3DS. Exactly the same as my Super Famicom one, but obviously they're regional locked, so I can only play Japanese games. So they've released the PAL Super Nintendo version of the 3DS. It looks really cool. I won't be buying it because I've pre-ordered the Metroid one, so I can play all my games on that. And I've already got the Super Famicom one, but if you haven't got the Super Famicom one, it's really cool. It's well worth buying. It looks awesome. Where is mine? Let's just show you mine quickly. Here it is. So basically, it's this. That's my Japanese one, so that's the Super Famicom one. So they've just announced today the PAL version of that. So pick it up, guys. If you love the 3DS, it looks awesome. Open it up, it's got all the coloured buttons there. I love the 3DS. Really looking forward to the Metroid one. You know how much of a big fan I am. I just missed out on the Metroid limited edition box set, but I have got the Metroid 3DS, so I'm happy with that. I probably will pick up the limited edition at some point because I can't wait for that game. They've just announced Metroid Prime as well for the Switch, and then we've got a new game on the 3DS. So it's a good year for Nintendo so far. It really is. I'm really chuffed with what they're doing. It's turning out dandy, as they say. Picked up a Namco Museum for the DS. This was about £3. Couldn't resist it. It's got Gallagher on there, one of my favourite games. Exevious, Dig Dug 2, which is alright. Mappy's good. Galaxian, Pac-Man Versus on there. So I don't know whether, if that's the Pac-Man Versus, which is the free game that came on the GameCube, which you put me right on that, didn't you? I've got Pac-Man Versus on the GameCube. I thought that was a really rare game. I've only got the disc, but I couldn't actually find the box for it. And I thought, well, this must just be a rare game. And no one's got the box anywhere. But no, it was a free disc. It came with some car game. I can't remember now. So I don't know whether this is the same version. It says Pac-Man Versus, but you can get Pac-Man Versus on the Namco collection for the Switch. So basically, 3 of you play as Pac-Man, 1 of you plays as the Ghost. Or sorry, 3 of you play as the Ghost, 1 of you plays as Pac-Man. It's brilliant 4-player because you know you're all chasing the Pac-Man. It's so much fun. I played it years ago. It's really good. It's nice that that's on the Switch. Another cheap pickup, New Zealand Story. I do like this game. It's just a nice little simple platform with some nice little end of level bosses. Really cool. I think it's a really cool game. I think the arcade game's quite good, but I think it's better on a console. Nice to pick up that. I picked up a lovely first edition DS, which I don't own. I was actually looking for the Metroid version, but I picked this up for £14. It's a little bit rough on the back, but inside it is mint, guys. So this is the first ever DS, and it's the Mario Kart edition. I don't know, as a collector, a Nintendo collector, and this is me going forward. I've pretty much done on the SNES. There's a few more games I want next year, but I'm going to concentrate more on DS, Game Boy, Virtual Boy, Switch. That's me next year. Few more games for the SNES. I mean, I need Donkey Kong Country, and there's a few others that I haven't got, but I've got quite a lot of games now for the Super Nintendo. 150 box American. And I don't want a complete collection, I just want the best. So I'm near the end of that. I think next year that will be done, and then I can start concentrating on other things. But yeah, this is cool, guys. Look, it's all complete in there, all the baggies and the protective bubble wrap and stuff. Mint condition. Mint condition. I hate that word. Don't be Justin. Mint. It's in good condition. Look at that. It's just nice to have another variation of the DS, the original one. So, chuffed to that. And it's nice that you get these different box arts, these different editions that they do, which I'll get onto in a minute, because I've just picked up another edition, another version of the GameCube, which I've wanted for ages. Now, if you're a big Zelda fan, most of you would love the GameCube edition, the limited edition of Wind Waker. I picked this up for 40 quid. I wasn't going to pay a lot for this because really you're only playing for the sleeve. The innards and the actual box inside is just standard. So a lot of these go for a lot of money, but all you're paying for is a sleeve, and I didn't want to pay a lot. I paid about 55, I think, for this on eBay. Just a weird auction, just ended at the right time, no one else was bidding on it. I love the artwork, I love this game. It's one of my favourite Zelda games until Breath of the Wild came along. This was my favourite Zelda game. It looks great on the shelf. Would love the Metroid edition as well. I've got the Mario Strikes edition as well, which is my favourite because it's the PAL GameCube. So yeah, great addition to the collection. Love that. And that is about it, guys. That is all my pickups for this week's video. And I've showed you quite a lot. I'm not going to do any gameplay because we've done the Battlezone gameplay, but I will start putting more videos out there. I'm going to put a Super Nintendo video out if I can next week. Got loads of really cool new games to show you and get back into it. I've just been so busy, you know, with arcade stuff, but I look forward to doing more videos for you guys because I do enjoy it. It's just I just haven't had time. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. Tootie, thanks for the London Pride, mate, as well. Really enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to get your name down for the arcade club if you want to come to the Sky Skipper reveal. That is on the October the 14th and 15th. Only 2 months away. I've got a lot to do, guys, so much to do. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching and thanks for all the new subs. Take care, guys.